Hi, Grizzlies. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And thank you so much to Marilyn for your email because you know what I was doing? I had just actually filmed an almost 1 hour video for you guys with all the latest updates in this case. Okay. And then the news broke. And then the news broke that somebody's been arrested in this case. So, in custody. Um, that is interesting. Very interesting. Hello, hello. I'm just waiting for some people to join just so that you don't miss the news. Wow. I mean, we will do map time. I did a full map time. I looked at what the barman said. Very interesting. So we'll do that again. Okay, so let me put this on screen so we don't miss out now. We've got the maps also already ready here. Let's just put this like this. So they say, breaking news, Queens man, 44, is arrested for the murder of mom who was stabbed 58 times and stuffed into a duffel bag. David Bonola, damn, they just gave us the name just like that. David Bonola, 44, has been arrested for the murder of Orsolya Gaal, 51, who was murdered on Friday night. It is unclear how Bonola knew the married mother of two, but is believed to be the handyman that police were searching for earlier this week. He's charged with murder, criminal tampering, and criminal possession of a weapon. Oh my word. Now, the thing is, if you hear me say her name now, Orsolya, I have a lot of Hungarian Grizzlies who are correcting the way that I'm saying it. And yeah, I hope it inspires other creators to say it if I'm saying it correctly now. Orsolya Gaal. I find it very important to say the victim's name correctly. So thank you so much to all my Hungarian Grizzlies who've been commenting and literally phonetically spelling it out so that I can be like, oh, Orsolya Gaal. Okay, so Gaal was found stabbed to death inside a hockey duffel bag on Saturday at 8:11 a.m., a half a mile from her house. Her 13-year-old son Leo was at home at the time, but her husband and older son were out of town. Bonella is in custody in Queens, and NYPD press briefing is scheduled for later this morning. So, when? How much are we going live? What's going to happen? I told you guys last night. I was planning to rest today, and I'm like, that's you just there's no rest because there could be breaking news, and here it is. A 44-year-old man has been arrested for the murder of Queen's mother, Orsolya Gaal. David Bonola, 44, has been charged with murder, criminal tampering, and criminal possession of a weapon. It remains unclear how he knew Gaal, who was stabbed 58 times in her home in Forest Hills on Saturday at around, and that's what I was talking about in the video I just filmed for you guys. It's not even released yet. I don't know if there's a photo of him. If you guys find it, I'll go on Twitter after this. I just jumped on here. Then, yes, let me know. But they say that she died at 12:40 a.m. Now, she allegedly had an affair with this handyman, and it was recent. So it seems like it could be him. Well, I mean, he's been arrested because he was obviously, you know, very upset with her because this is a very personal crime. It wouldn't just be like a hit. A hitman would go in, out, shoot the victim and leave, like stabbing 58 times. Very personal. Now, what else I shared today was, which you haven't seen that video, I know, but is that they found a pair of bloody boots in the trash near her home. Now, that was like, ooh, for me as well, because how, at what point did he take the bloody boots off? And what other shoes was he wearing? You know what I mean? Like, oh my word, the logistics of all that, what. So they say the NYPD is scheduled to give a press briefing at 11:30 a.m. later today. 11:30 a.m. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5:30 my time. So that's in 2 hours from now. Oh my word. Okay. Bonola is understood to be in custody at the 112th precinct in Queens. Police sources cited by NBC say he is the handyman, the suspect that is believed to have had access to the home. Now, interestingly, lost my train of thought. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah. In some of the articles I was reading in the video I filmed for you already today, which now would make no sense because we'll just go over what I shared there. Some of the NYPD detectives were saying, well, it wouldn't be the handyman. They wouldn't just say, oh, the handyman, because otherwise, of course, all the neighbors would know exactly who that is and what he looks like and all that kind of thing. So they're like, it's not the handyman. There's a lot of stuff being said out there, but apparently it is the handyman, you know? Apparently it is. What's his name? I'll email you his people search. His name is David Bonola. It's literally right here. 44. This is his name, David Bonola. Oh my word. He looks like a kid when he walks in that video, right? The handyman. I feel bad. I thought it may be the son. Don't worry. A lot of us thought that. We cautiously thought that. We can't just say, it's a sign, it's a sign. That's very irresponsible, right? For us to say, but I know there was a red flag and it makes sense. I mean, the police also had a red flag because he was the person in the home when they busted into the house on Saturday afternoon and they cuffed him. So don't worry. The police were also like, we need to clear this son first. They would first obviously look at like who's exactly in that area, who's in the home at the time, who does she know? And so I think they found a lot of evidence on her phone. Of course, if you think about it, the duffel bag that he was dragging would have also had DNA on the handle. I'm pretty sure if you're going to stab someone 58 times, you would also be cut in the process. So his blood would be somewhere there mixed in with the whole crime scene. And of course, be on the handle, as I say, of the duffel bag, probably on the duffel bag. And then there's the bloody boots. Like, what? Oh my word. Thank you so much, Brad, for your $10 super sticker back early. Thanks for staying on top of it. Oh, and sorry, I'm so focused on this. Thank you, Tom, for your $5 super sticker as well. Okay, so to continue on, they say it remains unclear how he knew Gaal, who was stabbed 58 times in her home in Forest Hills on Saturday at around 12:40 a.m. The NYPD is scheduled to give a press briefing at 11:30 today, so in 2 hours from now, depending on when you're watching this, but if you're live right now, 2 hours from now, Benola is understood to be in custody at the 112th Precinct in Queens. Okay, so detectives believe the pair argued inside before Benola allegedly killed her. My word. Oh my word. Detectives apparently went into the neighbor's home and stayed in there for half an hour questioning the neighbors. So maybe it's because they heard shouting, right? They would have heard arguing and things. Detectives believe the pair, yes, argued inside. There have been confused reports over where exactly inside the home she was attacked. Some sources say evidence points to a struggle on the first floor, but others say she was killed in the basement of the home. Apparently, from everything that I've read, she was already attacked, yes, on the first floor and then taken into the basement. And oh man, horrible, horrible. Thank you, Rochelle Pronzo. NYPD sources tell People Benola, the handyman police wanted to speak to in the days following Gaal's death. Benola and Gaal at one time had a romantic relationship. Likely he knew where the spare key was. Yes, apparently he knew where the spare key was, and the home had an intricate security system, so he would have known how to deactivate that as well, Now, the thing is that they know that she died at 12:40 a.m., which I think would unfortunately be captured on that intricate security system. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be the detectives looking at that footage. So they say Gaal had spent Friday night at a show at the Lincoln Center in Manhattan with girlfriends. She then returned to Queens sometime before 11 p.m., stopping in for a drink at the Forest Hill station house where she had a Moscow mule. Okay, she then walked home to Juno Street. Now, other articles have said she was actually at this other cafe that I'll show you in a moment on the map. So that must just be the wrong name of the cafe because we'll look at a video. One of the managers said that he wasn't working that day at Forest Hill Station House, but he did know that she was there. There was video footage of her there, and she was elated after seeing a composer she'd always wanted to see live. Good morning, everyone. Didn't the son hear the arguing? Apparently not. He was probably playing video games, to be honest, to be fair. Don't you think? Like earphones like this, video games. I don't know if they found the dog, but there's a lot of people that actually have commented on my previous videos in this case and said that the dog is fine. So I don't know if it's like people in the area that know or what, but they say the dog is fine. Thank you, Angela Bloom, for your $4.99 super sticker. Yeah, we know who's in custody. We know his name is, they say his name just like that, David Benola, 44. David Benola, 44. Hold on one second. I just got to check a few things here. Okay, I'm just checking. Who's sending what? Sure. Anyway, so detectives believe the pair argued inside before Benola allegedly killed her. Yes, we read that. Gaal had spent Friday night at a show at Lincoln Center in Manhattan with girlfriends. She then returned to Queens sometime before 11 p.m., stopping in for a drink at the Forest Hill Station House where she had a Moscow mule. She then walked home to Juno Street, which is apparently about 10 minutes walk. It's unclear if her killer was already inside the home or if she let him in afterwards. Ooh, but at 12:40 a.m., she was stabbed 58 times in the neck, torso, and arm. See, they say it very specifically. At 12:40 a.m. Her 13-year-old son, Leo, was upstairs in the house at the time. At 4:11 a.m., the suspect wheeled Gaal's body out of the house in a duffel bag. Wow. So let's hope we get a mugshot, we get a thriller and all that, because Orsolya Gaal was murdered in a horrendous attack. Just brutal. And yeah, She absolutely deserves justice for what happened here. It's really terrible, actually, if you think about it. I mean, we're so caught up in the news, like, what? But it's what a case. Oh, my word. So, of course, here the Daily Mail's got their little map time going on as well. We're going to do some of our own map time in a moment. Daily Mail, could you stop showing the kids' faces? Everybody close your eyes for a second. Hold on. I'm actually going to remove this for a second, scroll past this picture. I still don't like to show kids, on the channel, especially in a case like this. They're calling this a high profile case. Very nice picture that this photographer took. They say, sorry, I know it's weird to say that, but I like photography, and it's just like, whoa, look at the light and the home and the NYPD cars and everything. The house still got tape around it. He was filmed rushing past houses, dragging it behind him before dumping it half a mile from the property on the side of a busy road. It was found the next morning by a dog walker who called police. Cops then followed a trail of blood left by the dragged bag to Gaal's home. He looks like a punk rock stoner guy. Do you guys know what he looks like? I'll look in a moment. Pictures tell stories. Yes, pictures tell stories. Oh, yeah, they don't deserve that attention. Exactly. Most articles blur out the kids' faces, but here and there's one that's like, oh, man. He isn't pulling up on People Search. I wonder if he's an immigrant. Tom, thank you so much for looking, and thank you for your $10 super sticker. That's very sweet. They say the bag was, of course, found the next morning by a dog walker who called police. Cops then followed a trail of blood left by the dragged bag back to Gaal's home. Wow, very impulsive crime, right? Like someone who's probably very mentally ill, right? That seems to be obvious to say. Because this is to think, I mean, can you imagine coming across this person in the middle of the night if you're going out on a walk or something and you see this person possibly walking around in socks at this point because he dumped the shoes in the trash? Like, what? Oh, my word, pulling this bag with dripping blood. This is crazy. This is like horror movie. This is terrible. They found Leo inside, unscathed, and took him in for questioning, putting him in handcuffs before letting him go later that day. Gaal's husband Howard and her elder son Jamie, who had been on the West Coast, rushed back. They have not been seen or heard from since. In the weeks since her death, there have been numerous reports based on unnamed police sources that Gaal had been having an affair. Cops focused on an unidentified handyman, now believed to be Benola, who said that he knew his way around the house and might have even had access to a spare key. Whoever killed her, they said, had not been planning it and left a sloppy crime scene, and that it likely contained the killer's DNA. He left a blood trail for 5 blocks from the house. It was like a trail of breadcrumbs. If you want to kill somebody, you try to make it a little cleaner, be a little more prepared. He didn't go with something to move a body. He took something from the house. So now we know it's not just like the kids' hockey bags. It was one of the kids' hockey bags. Oh, man. I'm sure that with that kind of blood, there's a lot of DNA. The killer's DNA has got to be in that blood. It's not a clean scene. A source told the New York Post on Tuesday night. Neighbors and friends described Gaal as a loving mother who was dedicated to her husband and kids. So I just quickly want to remove this. I just want to go. Sometimes on Twitter, they might already have like a mugshot or something. So let's have a look. Okay. Orsolya Gaal, person in custody. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Latest. Let's see. Nope, I can't see a picture of him. Okay, so there's no picture of him yet. They say action is picking up around the 112th NYPD precinct in Forest Hills, Queens. There are about 20 accredited media here now awaiting David Benola being walked into the station. He's been charged with murder of a 51-year-old mother of 2. Wow, okay. We want to see what's going on there. Who and what. Okay, so what I want to do now is show you this one so that we can just, I like to verify and cross-reference articles. Orsolya Gaal, murder. Suspected handyman lover in custody in Queen's mom's death. A suspect was charged early Thursday with a brutal slaying of Queen's mom, Orsolya Gaal, with multiple sources telling the Post he was her handyman ex-lover. David Benola, 44, was taken into custody and charged with murder, criminal tampering, and criminal possession of a weapon over the brutal weekend stabbing, the NYPD confirmed early Thursday. Multiple sources told the Post that Benola was the handyman thought to have also been Gaal's lover, and that he gave a full confession after his arrest. You see why we cross-reference. Every little article has new details. We've got to put them all together. There are Facebook images. I'm going to look in a moment. See, my earlier chat seems the two argued before he allegedly murdered. Yes. He lived about 3 miles from her. The duffel bag was dropped, by the way, 2 places, likely while he walked home. What? He lived 3 miles from her? Guys, What are we saying? Hold on. Oh, my word. Sorry, I'm looking. Ooh, I see pictures, but I don't know if it's him. The problem is if we don't know it's him, I can't just show Facebook pictures, right? That is a no-no in true crime. To be like, this is the guy. Remember in the Cleo Smith case, a news outlet even showed the wrong guy. That was bad. Okay, he lived close by. News reports say he lived on 114th Street in Queens. Oh my word. Sure. Okay, so multiple sources say that Bonola was the handyman, thought to have also been Gaal's lover, and that he gave a full confession after his arrest. Ooh, this picture is very hectic. Yes, Rob, it's great. Wow. Shame. He was picked up. There we go. He was picked up thanks to a pair of blood-soaked boots left at Gaal's stately Forest Hills home. Now that's new information. Initially, they said the blood-soaked boots were in the trash close to the home, but here they say he was picked up thanks to a pair of blood-soaked boots left at Gaal's stately Forest Hills home after she was stabbed nearly 16 times in the early hours Saturday. Bonola from Richmond Hill has no prior arrests, according to cops. Gaal, 51, went out to a show at Lincoln Center with friends on Friday evening, then hung out at a bar in her neighborhood, seemingly as if expecting to meet someone who never showed. Oh, my word. Thank you for blurring out the faces, New York Post. Good job. Now, look at this. This is part of the video that you will never see. I'll probably put it members only. The video that I filmed just before this breaking news. Forest Hill Station House is where she was. I'll show you that video clip in a moment. Of the manager who spoke from here. She was there for about 40 minutes. Once home, she was repeatedly stabbed and then stashed in a black Bauer hockey bag, similar to one belonging to her kids. Grainy video from a neighborhood doorbell camera caught a mysterious figure lugging the body duffel bag away from the Gaal home around 4:30 a.m. A local resident walking his dog found the remains about 4 hours later. Police quickly suspected that the killer knew Gaal since there were no signs of a break-in, and because the violence suggested it was personal and fueled by anger specifically towards her, sources say. All right, they focused on her handyman, understanding that he had a romantic relationship that went south, sources say, and Bonola confessed that he struck after an argument. Oh, my word. Paul Girk on Twitter says, yeah, that's what I just read out as well. I need evidence he was her ex-lover. So glad it wasn't the son, to be honest. Same. So glad it wasn't the son. I called in the tip line 2 days ago. I was looking at her Facebook from... Really? You called in the tip line 2 days ago. I was looking at her Facebook from... back 2 years ago. And was he there? Was he on there? Were they connected then? Dedicated to a hubby yet an affair, yeah. Okay. So he lived at 114th Street in Queens. That's what you guys are saying. I'm just making sure I didn't miss something here. It could still be murder for hire, however. That's very personal a crime. It's not like a hit, like a normal hitman situation. His body type sure matches that hair. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm scared to show him on Facebook because what if it's not him? You know what I mean? So I'll quickly go here. Feel heartbroken for the little lad. He was so emotional over his grandma. How will we get over this? Like, this is terrible. Okay, so it's David Granola Queens. Popular now. It says popular now. Everyone's searching. Okay, NYPD made an arrest. Okay, and where's this person? I'm looking. Wait for it, people. This one. Oh boy. Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much for your $5 super sticker. Sure didn't look 44. Okay, it's 9:39 in Queens right now. His body type sure matches that hair. Oh my goodness. Sometimes handymen have sketchy backgrounds and it's the only work they can get. If this is him, if someone can confirm this is him, just hold your horses, everybody. I just want to quickly see. Yeah, possibly him. Studied at New York School of Interior Design, the one I'm looking at, lives in Queens, New York, from New York, and he says single. Oh boy. He hasn't posted for a long time. Let's look at the body type, okay? I wonder, I gotta be responsible over here. David needs a snarky name. The handyman did it. I've already commented flirtatiously on a few posts of hers, 2020, 2021. See, then I need to find hers. actually. That would be a safer way to do it, not? In the meantime, I suppose we could also do a little bit of map time, and I can show you that video. So just hold on 1 second. David Benola is the same age as me. He looks 25 years older than me. I mean, you say, oh my God, just show the picture. Do you know how much trouble you can get in as a content creator for showing the wrong guy? I can't show the picture unless I know for sure it's the right guy. So Orsolya Gaal. Let's just quickly go here to her Facebook profile. And you guys say from 2020, 2021. So January 8th, 2020, 2021. I'll have a look at that. Bernolo the Bagman. Ooh, thank you. Rochelle Pronzo. Yes. Can't just show it. Y'all just Google him. Yeah, exactly. Google him yourself. Look at the potential person. I'm not just going to show it. I have a responsibility, on the channel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do some map time. So let's do this. Okay, and here we are again. We're going to do map time right now. I just want to show you this one video so that you can actually see the bar that we're talking about. Exactly. I just find it interesting that, of course, this guy wasn't working that night, but he was still there. You know what I mean? Why don't you take the night off if you're not working that night? But he was there, and even though he says he saw at the bar, initially in my video, I'm like, this dude is a red flag, just because I'm like, oh my word, like, why does he know so much about her in the evening? You can't hear the audio? Okay, hold on. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. I will make that work for you in a moment. Just hold on. So let's share the screen. Yes. Okay, I hope you'll hear it now. I find it so weird how he knows so much about her evening, but apparently he was just kind of hanging out there.
Hill Station House. He wasn't working, but says employees at the restaurant saw the 51-year-old Queen's mother at the bar on Friday night. Video shows the same thing.
Orsolya was indeed here Friday around 11:45 to about 12:30. That's all we know. She came in alone. She left alone. She had her...
Based on the timeline, I find it interesting that she was at that bar, and we're going to look at map time. That's why I did the map time song. 11:45 till around 12:30. But she was home. Like, police have said she was stabbed at 12:40. So it couldn't have been... I mean, the walk is 10 minutes home. So did he follow her from the bar, or what is going on here? This is really scary.
Usual Moscow Mule.
Vera says Gaal was a regular, often coming alone. He says he spoke to her last Tuesday.
She had just come back from a show seeing her favorite composer. She was delighted at that. She was super elated at the fact that she was able to see this composer live. She's
counting crows. You think like me. I'm like, counting crows.
Very into the arts, very into music.
Sources tell us Gaal went to a show at Lincoln Center with female friends on Friday night. She returned to Queens, visited a local bar, and then returned to her home on Juno Street. Her body was found the next morning in a duffel bag a few blocks away. She had been stabbed nearly 60 times.
Okay, so now let's look at the map, which would be... I'll show you now. Here we go. Put it on this map and make myself a little bit smaller. All right, so if we zoom out like this, she went, do we know that where the dog is now? Literally don't know. His hair is the same style as her son. Interesting. Okay, so she went to the Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, apparently with some female friends. I haven't seen any of the female friends come forward, but they're probably terrified. She went there and then went back home. But before going back home, let me show you something. Thank you so much, Richard, for your $25 super sticker. That's very, very sweet. Hashtag find the job. Okay, so she went to that Lincoln Center for Performing Arts, okay, to watch a show. And then there's two articles that I've read. One said she was at this 5 Bureau Cafe. That is what they initially said. That is where she spent 40 minutes alone. However, she was actually at this Forest Hill Station House. According to what that manager said, he knew a lot of details about how she felt that night. She was so excited to have seen that composer. She had her usual drink there, a Moscow Mule. So she was probably at this Forest Hills one. And meaning if we take away this Bureau Cafe one and we do this, that makes more sense. Okay. So she here's the Forest Hills Station House, and the Forest Hills Station is not very far from that either. So she would have taken the train to go watch the show. It seems scary she walked home alone at night. Could she have taken a cab? She walked home alone, according to everything I've read. We don't know that, but apparently she walked home and she liked night walks. So yes, she went to this Forest Station House, and then from there walked home, which is here. So if we look at the details here quickly. Lincoln Center, Forest Hill Station House to Juno Street is 0.6 of a mile. 0.6 of a mile. Okay, so Forest Hill Station House. I'm going to put my little man here so we can look. And Google, what are you doing? Oh my word, little man, you're being naughty. Go here. We want to look around. Okay. So this is the place. This is the place right here where she went. I'm just going to go a little bit this way and you'll see Forest Hill Station House. Yes, he has a pro. Maybe he was in the house waiting for her. I mean, maybe. The neighborhood she walks through is one of the nicest, not a scary place. That's true. It's a very upmarket area, right? Did they say she took a car from Manhattan? Apparently she took the train. She took the train to go watch the show and then back. No walking alone at night. There were other articles that I'd read that said, of course, it's just articles, it's journalists reporting, so we don't know if it's like 100% factual, but it's what's been reported is that she walked to the station from her home to go and meet up with her friends at that Lincoln Center and then took the train back. And on her way home, on her walk back home, she stopped at this Forest Hills Station House. So there's that. So if we go under the bridge, Forest Hill Stadium. This could be absolutely nothing. What is this little NYPD thing here? I just found it symbolic, might I add, but it's probably not at all. It's just something that popped in my mind that, if you look at the bridge, and if you look at this bridge and here's this little NYPD thing, it could mean absolutely nothing. Maybe it's not permanently there. It's just the way that her body was found at a bridge corner like this as well, kind of just before it. It's just weird. And the NYPD was there. You know what I mean? It's just like if you see the two pictures side by side, it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's where she was. He just went to the police station and surrendered? Did he? Couldn't go out and leave my young teenage boy alone. Yeah, he's 44 years old. So if we go now out of this to... So I think the train station is like literally right here. Look, Forest Hill Station is right there. So she would have just stopped at the train station, gone for a drink. She had a Moscow Mule. People have said it appeared that she was waiting for someone. So I don't know about that. And then walked home, which would be here. This is home. Apparently there's still crime scene tape there. Wonder if he has a wife and kids. I wonder. With a red door. Okay, so we've got the home here. And apparently the police are saying he probably entered through the back door and then he exited through the side door and then dragged that bag. Oh my word. And if we then look where her body was found, my goodness. So from there, if we then look where her body was found, going down Ascan Avenue, because they talked about Ascan Avenue, but I think that's where this trail was, right? And then, thank you also to the Grizzlies who've been sending me footage of exactly where they believe that the surveillance footage came from, which house. I mean, you guys are brilliant. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. I wish I could say your name absolutely correctly. As you can tell, thank you so much for your $39.90 super sticker. That's so sweet. You're such a lovely street you lived on. And then if we go here, put the little man. And we know that we've got to do a U-turn under this bridge. Yes, we're turning around, people. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. And we've got to back it up slightly to here. Turn around. That's where you can see this lamppost. This is where her body was dumped in the bag. So scary. Oh, my word. And then what? Where'd he go then? Well, now we know he's at the police station. So if you look around like that, so scary. Way too dark walking in the neighborhood at night. I'd never do it willingly. What is the guy's name? The guy's name is David Bonola. I'll show you in a moment again. So yeah, so if I just quickly take this off here, I want to take the Lincoln Center away, and I want to take this away, and I want to walk. That's what we want to do. So this is 13 minutes. This would be a 13-minute or so walk like that. That's what she would have done. This is also, maybe she went like this. 13 minutes to walk from that Forest Hill station house to her home. And she was murdered at 12:40 a.m. So that's a very, very narrow timeline. You know, did the guy meet her outside the bar? Or some articles, as I've said that she was at 5 Bureau Cafe. So maybe she went there and walked this way a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that guy met her there and they walked home together. If surveillance footage will show that, and then an argument ensued. We just don't know. He lives on 114th Street. Street in Queens. Well, if you have do you have the exact address? Because it's 114th Street, Queens. There's this one. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's not far at all. If it's that one. Let's drive it. Like this. If it's that one. Yeah, people in NYC walk. That's not unusual. Wonder if they were talking or texting that night. I'm pretty sure her phone would have had a lot of evidence because they were looking into texts that she had sent to apparently 4 males around the same time frame, and they were looking into possibly 7 suspects. But now, yes, they've arrested the handyman. Do they know if that's who she? What do they know if that is who she was meeting? Maybe he set her up so he could get her in the house. Maybe. So convenient. The bag is there. It could have even been waiting in the home. He could have been. You know what's also another scary thought is that she was murdered at 12:40 a.m. according to what the police are saying to the media, which is what the media is now saying. 12:40. Okay. So from 12:40 right until 4:11 a.m., that's a lot of time that passed. What was he doing during that time? That's a scary thought because the son was upstairs in the home alone. Scary, right? I think he was probably already in the house when she got home. I mean, he could have been. The neighbors saw her that night getting home, apparently. How did he get into the house? Apparently, the handyman. Let me just take this off quickly. Apparently, the handyman had a spare key. Man, if you have a huge fallout, especially after an affair, or just a huge fallout. Change your locks, right? That's what we can learn from this. We didn't find out where the dog was. We didn't find out. But some people have commented on my previous video about this case where we deep dived it. If you didn't see that, please check that out for the full timeline as well. This is just like update, like news, right? But apparently people have commented that the dog is fine. So I don't know if it's the neighbors commenting or if it's someone that's part of a family, if they know, but apparently the dog is fine. Tom, thank you for your $10 super sticker. Love for the Grizzlies and the MOB, the mob crew. I'm sure both the main channel. Her house looks like the King of Queens sitcom. He may have made the key without her knowing. That's true as well. He may have. That's true. He may have. But change your locks, right? And they had the money to do it, so change your locks. That's just what we can learn from it. There's no amount of victim blaming going on here. We do not victim blame, okay? But change your locks to stay safe. What time was the CCTV? Apparently, that was around 4:11 a.m. Initially, they said 4:30 in the morning, but 4:11 is what we just read. I'm looking at Orsolya Gaal latest arrest made in the murder of the Queen's mom. NYPD detectives arrested a 44-year-old man from Queens in regard to the death of Orsolya Gaal. He's been charged with murder, criminal tampering, and criminal possession of a weapon. They're still looking for tips, so that's 800-577 tips if you have any. Okay, people are showing this picture. So now I'm going to show you Twitter. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Twitter on. So this person shared 3 mystery phone numbers hold the key to Forest Hill's mom murder. This is the picture you're talking about that's on Facebook. Now it's on Twitter. So I don't know if they've now identified. But if you compare this man to this stature, probably looks similar. Yep. Can't say, no, that doesn't look like him at all. You know what I mean? Maybe the door wasn't locked. Apparently, as I say, they had a very intricate alarm system in the home, like video and alarm security system. And he must have known exactly how to work that, of course, because he was the handyman. Boring ASMR. I do love ASMR. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super sticker. I really appreciate it. Just came in. Who's the suspect? His name. The suspect's name. Oh, no, sorry. Going past the kids' pictures. David Benola, 44. He's been arrested for the murder of Orsolya Gaal, 51, who was murdered on Friday night. It's unclear how Benola knew the married mother of 2, but it's believed he is to be this handyman that police were searching for earlier this week. He's charged with murder, criminal tampering, criminal possession of a weapon. Gaal was found stabbed to death inside a hockey duffel bag on Saturday at 8:11 a.m., a half a mile from her house. Her 13-year-old son, Leo, was at home at the time, but her husband and older son were out of town, and Benola is in custody in Queens. Of course, so that's what we got here. Breaking arrest made in the murder of Queen's mom, Orsolya Gaal. Suspected handyman lover in custody in Queens, mom's death. Wow. So scary. I'm just looking if there's any other news. This is latest. That's what's there. This is... No, man, what? See, they said this is the David Benola arrested for the murder. Don't post other people's profiles. See, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Look at this one. Here's one with 5 friends. It might not be that guy that everyone's showing. Hey, good job. This is the David arrested. Don't post other people's profiles. That's the point. We got to be responsible. We don't know at this point who it is until we actually see a mugshot. Now, we don't know who this is. This could be one of those sock puppet accounts, huh? Can we look up his record and see what he was arrested for? Well, we don't have that yet. And he has no previous criminal record, according to the police. Wasn't it the beginning of Passover? Surprise. It was the beginning of Passover, yes. I wonder if the son played hockey and it was his bag. Apparently it was one of the son's bags, so yes. I know, right? Why the text messages then? I know. There's still big red flags. I'm just saying, with the husband's tweets, those were weird. That the reward was set so low, $3,500 for a man who's a multimillionaire, and the reward was apparently from the NYPD. Found that interesting. Don't you find that interesting? Like, it wasn't like, oh my word, $50,000 reward for any answers. Okay. And the texts that were sent to the husband from her phone were, your whole family's next. Weird, because the son was upstairs. So if you really meant your whole family's next, well, there's a family member in the house. And what were you doing? Oh my word, that's so scary. This is going to traumatize the child so much, because imagine if he was just like, hey, what's up? Like hanging out in the house or something. Oh my word. We just don't know what he was doing. Sure. Sorry, I'm just trying to process it all as well. I'm like, wait, what? So Gaal news. Murder suspect David Benola charged after mom's chilling last moments alone. And the other text that he sent was, your wife sent me to prison years back or years ago. I'm back. I mean, this is just so weird, man. Yeah, text message was a lame attempt to lead law enforcement off his trail, probably. He must have known the husband was out of town. I know, right? How? Unless he really was stalker type, like literally watching stalking, like the husband going to the airport, he knows, okay, he's out of town. Like he might have actually been doing that. Absolutely, Claire. I respect people's privacy and do not show pics until 110% sure. Absolutely. They said her dog was staying with a pet sitter that weekend, but it can't be because the neighbors saw her playing with the dog on Friday afternoon. So, really? Maybe the husband, mad she's been cheating on him. Maybe the 13-year-old son was religious, surprised she would go out on the first night of Passover, leave him by himself. Okay, but the son is now not the handyman. It's got nothing to do with that right now, right? Okay, Tom, you got a pic of him. What is your email? Here's my email address right now. This is it, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Thank you so much again for your $10 super sticker. Yeah, I think it feels very much like stalker profile, right? Yes, the 13-year-old is legally allowed to stay home alone. Okay, hubby sus. The hubby's tweets are very sus, and that he made his account private immediately after her body was discovered and deleted those tweets. It's just weird. And people who followed him before, because people have made some videos of this, saying that he used to just post about like those lithium-ion batteries that he worked with. You know, he was an investor. Very much business tweets. And then suddenly all these personal tweets of now we landed here and now we're doing this. It was just a little bit weird, but maybe it is just incidentally a little bit weird. For now, that's what we can say. Ziggy Sue, thank you for your $1.49 super sticker. That's so sweet. Yeah, exactly. You're commenting on the dynamic. Amy, I hope you saw the first video that I did on this case, because we commented quite a bit on that. Yes, we did. We went there. If she was stabbed in the neck, maybe she was unable to scream, so the son never knew. Yeah, maybe the hubby paid the handyman off to do it. Ooh, maybe. And where is he now? You know what I mean? Well, now we know where he's now. I mean, in between, before he got arrested, and now he's sitting in custody. But where did they find him? Oh my word. Okay, I'm just still looking if there's any new information. Twitter is where it's all happening, isn't it? When you go latest, you type it in and latest. What's here? Okay, nothing here yet. Let's look at Fox News. What are you saying, people? What are you saying to us? Okay, well, I just wanted to break the news here, tell you guys what's happening. Murdered mom, NYPD arrests 44-year-old man in gruesome Queens slaying. I will just quickly look at my emails to see if Tom sent something while we look at that article. So many emails. Okay, wait. God, I don't have one from Tom yet, I don't think. An arrest has been made in the gruesome murder of the New York City mom, Orsolya Gaal, whose body was reportedly found stabbed nearly 60 times and stuffed inside a duffel bag. Cops arrested 44-year-old David Benola just before, see, there's more details every time I read something new, just before 1 a.m. Thursday, and charged him with murder, criminal tampering, and criminal possession of a weapon. So I wonder if that's the same weapon, if you know what I mean. And I wonder if that's his little handyman case that he was holding. Remember, we were all looking at the footage and being like, oh, he's holding something. It's probably his little handyman case or something. They should read the Grizzly murder mystery, right? Okay. On my Reddit channel. If you could email it to me, Tom, it would be great, because I'm live streaming right now, so it's difficult to look at this. I could easily look at emails. So if you could, that could be cool. Otherwise, I'll do that just now. New York. And okay, so we've got the arrest made. So maybe he had the weapon with him in his little handyman trunk. Authorities said Benola lives on 114th Street near Liberty Avenue in Queens, about 2.7 miles from the victim's home on Leafy Juno Street. That's very close. Oh, my word. Examining the distances between both houses shows Benola could have passed through the Jackie Robinson Parkway and the Metropolitan Avenue, where, her remains were discovered. Okay, that makes sense. Had he chosen to walk home that night? Eek! So he probably just walked home, dropped the bag and walked home. Department executives are expected to speak more about the arrest at a press conference at 11:30 a.m. on Thursday. Gaal, a 51-year-old married mother of 2, was found murdered on Saturday morning, less than a mile from her Forest Hill home. Police said they received a call around 8:10 a.m. on Saturday for the report of a suspicious bag with blood on it on the corner of Metropolitan Avenue and Jackie Robinson Parkway. Investigators also found a blood trail that led them back to the family's home. One of the sons was home at the time the murder was questioned by authorities. Okay, this we all know, right? I'm just looking if there's anything else. The husband hasn't made any statements. Surveillance footage from around 4:30 a.m. appeared to have to show a figure pulling a similar-looking bag along the sidewalk, sources confirmed. Oh, my word. And here, let's see what they say. Forest Hill Station House, okay. The Daily Mail said that it was that other cafe, which is so interesting. My word. What if she was both? Thank you, Panapuma. So nice to see you in the chat. You are amazing as always. Hugs. Thank you so much for your 10. Can't remember what currency that is, but 10 something super sticker. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so what I want to show you now is just let's remove this quickly. I'll quickly go and see if I can find my Reddit profile. Thank you. Email sent. Okay, great. Email sent. Let's go to the emails, everyone. We're diving in. This is like a very busy live stream. Everyone's like, what? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tom. Okay. What are we seeing? David Bonola. NYPD has made an arrest. 44-year-old man now in custody. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to zoom majorly in this. It's so tiny. Okay, I'm looking into Reddit if I could see. 1 second, please. I'm looking where you may have posted this. Sorry, but this could be important. Let's just see if there's something. Oh, boy. Okay. That screenshot is just tiny. I can't see the person's... I can't see it right now, Tom. I also want to quickly see... Latoya sent me something the other day. Surveillance footage. So let's look at this. That's on Reddit. What's going on here? Show us the footage. Okay. Show it. Yes. Here we go. Let's make it bigger. This is the footage. Oh my word. Scary. Thank you so much, Tom. Sorry. I just want to see what you've got there. If you could just crop your photo for that bottom piece so that I can just... Normally I'd be able to do things if I have time, if I'm not live streaming right now. But I'm live streaming right now. So if you could crop that one little piece, that would be so interesting. It's probably the one that was shown on Twitter, right? Let's look again. What do you think he's carrying? Because if we look here, look there. It looks like he's carrying something here. You see this? I'm wondering if this is the little handyman box. Rob, thank you so much for your $10 super sticker. Yeah, it must be very short. I knew it was the handyman. It was so obvious. Also, he was wearing a backpack. If it was the son, he would have cleaned up the evidence. It would have had marks on him and blood unless a shower. Okay. He's a lefty like me. Good spotting. He's dragging that bag with his left hand, huh? David commented on her Facebook how beautiful she is. And that might have been before the alleged affair, right? How many years is Facebook comment? 3 years ago. Patreon is patreon.com/ Grizzly True Crime. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's look again. It looks definitely like he's carrying something there. So if we look here, that walk. Oh my word. Look at him. When I first saw this footage, I know the play buttons are over it, but this does look like quite a mop of hair, don't you think? Look at it. Look at him. Oh my word. It looks to me like he's wearing shoes, or what do you guys think? Closer. It's almost like flip-flops, huh? Imagine that. He crouches down. Tool bag at midnight seems odd. Well, they just said that he has been arrested and charged with carrying the weapon. That's the thing. It's one of his charges. So I'm like, was he carrying the weapon or a weapon that was illegal or what? Why would a handyman have a backpack at midnight on Friday night? I doubt he was working. Yes, it seems, yeah, knife kit. That's what I'm thinking. Exactly. So yeah, let me know what you think. Odd indeed. Hoodies. Don't some men have handbags? I wonder how long the handyman has been in the US. Remember, he threw his boots in the garbage at her house. Yes, he threw his boots at the garbage. Well, there's two different articles. They say near her home and others say left at the home. But that's why I'm asking, what do you think he's wearing here? It's not boots. But can you imagine if it looks to me almost like, what kind of shoes do you think? Let me know. But it's kind of like, would it be like socks and flip-flops or what the heck? Looks like he's in socks. That is freaking weird. Imagine seeing this man walking down the street in socks, pulling a bloody duffel bag. It would freak me out forever. Like, honestly. Oh, my word. It looks like he's in socks. Okay, let's go again. Let's look. Oh, my word. Imagine it. Sure. Because that's not weird, guys. Walking around in socks, right? Oh, my word. If it is. Crocs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's probably socks and Crocs. Yeah, his tools. Exactly. Has a long stride for someone so short. Maybe on purpose even. Maybe you thought, let me take long strides so it doesn't look like how I normally walk. May 2020 on her Facebook is one of his comments. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not denying it. Apparently, he made a full confession after the arrest. Someone even said he handed himself in. I don't know about that. He was arrested shortly after 1 a.m. But maybe he did go there and actually confess. We don't know. My goodness. Okay, so I'm going to take this off for a second again. Wait, let's play it one more time, and then I'll take it. Go. Sure. I'll be so freaked out if I saw this man walking around in socks like that. Oh, my word. Okay, so let's just go back to this email. Thank you, Latoya, for sending me that. See, it came in handy. Thank you so much. News conference. What? I think that's at 11:30. Yeah, 11:30 a.m. That's in an hour. Awkward timing. Wanted to come out with the news, and now they're going to have a news conference in an hour. Marilyn, you missed it at the beginning. That's what I was saying. I said thank you for your email. Number one, thank you. I was actually busy uploading a video, which is now fully uploaded with all the details in the case, except for this news. And as I finished uploading it, checked my emails, there was Marilyn's email like, he's been arrested. And I'm like, oh my word. So yeah, that video, that was practice round. Was she cheating on her husband with a handyman? Allegedly. Pulling a heavy weight in a hockey bag with tiny wheels is not meant for such a heavy load. Wheel bearings must have been wearing out. The son, everyone asked why the son didn't hear anything. 13-year-olds these days, I mean, hello, 2022, you know what I mean? Playing video games, gaming all night, maybe on Twitch, you just don't know. Maybe he was streaming. We don't know. Maybe he was just listening to music really loud. Yes. I'm just looking at some of these updates. Everyone's sending me things on email now. It's like, what? More Facebook photos. Okay, let's be careful with this information. Be careful with it. Okay. I don't see anything there. So let's go again. Sure. What a whirlwind. My word. Headphones. Yeah, I used to sleep with earbuds, soft music, exactly. You probably told her not to make a sound. Well, yeah, maybe. Latest. Okay, we're looking. What? Is this the handyman? Guys, there's another article here. You people better not be showing the wrong photo. What's this? Independent Sentinel. I'll just show you this news article. That's so weird. Here. This is a different one, you see? Here they say David Bonola, 44 of Queens, was arrested Thursday, charged with murder, criminal tampering, criminal possession of a weapon. What? He's the handyman who lived near her home. He was in the bar with her the night she died. See? That's what I'm saying. In the bar. That's what I was saying. What if he was in the bar and followed her home? It was his usual hangout, but he was always alone in the past. A trail of blood stretching 9 blocks led police back to her home on Juno Street. Gaal, a stay-at-home mom, lived in the home with her husband and 2 sons. Okay, I'm going to look now in my email. Okay, 17 and 13. Surveillance footage shows a person dragging a duffel bag along the street. Husband and one of his sons were away that weekend. We know this. Okay. Okay, so let's take this off again quickly. Check the email. Check the email. That's a very different dude. Thank you so much, Tom. Okay, but Tom, that's the husband. That's the husband, Tom. That's not David. That's the husband. Now he was in the bar? That's what that article says. I mean, I don't know how much I trust that article so much, but it's on Twitter and they're showing it here. Right? She was murdered in the basement of her home, stabbed 58 times, multiple times in the neck. What is red neck? Okay. See what I mean? Then the article goes, funny. Except the cookies. So I don't know. I don't know if this is the guy at all. I do not know. I'm just showing you what's on Twitter and the news here. That's what, if you go to the latest, in this case, latest, suspect arrested. Michelle Bollard, thank you so much for your $14.99 Australian dollar super sticker. He never went inside the bar. How do you know? How do you know? I'm assuming it was just standing outside stalking her or what? The bartender said she was alone. Exactly. Wouldn't he know, or maybe hiding something? I'm thinking that this, even if it was his hangout spot, remember the Daily Mail mentioned that other cafe, which is one block, not even a block, it's just a few bars down from this one. I'm wondering if he wasn't just, well, not just, but like stalking her, watching her, and then walking home with her. I'm curious about the bar because they said she was alone, but she was texting, waiting on someone. Did someone meet her at the bar parking lot? Curious, right? I heard he left evidence all over the crime scene. Doesn't sound like he's either smart or he could have just cared. Yeah, exactly. That's not the guy in the photos I sent you on Twitter. Uh-oh. I know, that's the point of uh-oh. That's the thing. There's 3 pictures we've seen now. 3 different pictures. So that's why we can't say this is the guy or this is the, we don't know. And then we don't want to dox the wrong person. It happened before in many cases where even news outlets are like, this is the man. And then people harass that man to no end. I do think it's interesting, though, to look at her Facebook profile and the comment that was left. I think someone said in May 2020. That would be interesting to follow that type of trail. Happy Haggies, thank you for your £5 super sticker. He was probably just stalking her. That's what I'm thinking. He was lurking around after the alleged affair ended and then angrily followed her home, I would say, because if it's his local hangout spot, maybe around the area, especially because he lives around the area. Of course, he would go there. Yes. Wonder if he was robbing her. I don't know. And he was lurking around after her checking on Facebook. That's true as well. Stalkers are the worst. Stalkers are very, very scary. Suspect arrested for murder. Okay, so I'm just going to go there. We already know this Daily Mail one. I'm just checking in case. Handyman. We're looking. Okay. What up, Pascal? Is Pascal live now? I think Pascal's also. What up, Pascal? See, I don't know if it's this guy, but someone shared that. Are there video cams of her walking home? There probably will be, but they haven't shared it with us. Lots of details to consider. Exactly. And see, now they're showing this picture as well. Often floated on Facebook, handyman. There's all these different pictures. We just don't know exactly what it is until later. Then we're going to know. Later is in an hour from now. An hour 10 from now, it will be the police news conference. Okay. Flirty Facebook comments. Oh, okay. Show us. Flirty Facebook comments between Orsolya Gaal and David Bonilla were around the same time in May 2020 that her husband Howard reported her missing. Oh, my word. Okay. See, there's a profile picture. Look at that. That's what someone was showing me earlier. Thank you for that. That new bald pic doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me either. I think that's literally just someone making up something, right? Don't know which is most unpleasant, this or Amber Heard's toilet habits. Oh, no. Yeah, choosing what to watch today, huh? Remember, the police have more info than we do. The police have like 90% more info than we do. Lieutenant Peter Pranzo told us once on the show, what we as the public know is less than 10% of what's really going on in the case. Will the real handyman please stand up? Exactly. Okay, so anyway, that is the news, everyone. That is what is happening. So if you've only just joined, I hope you didn't miss it. A man has been arrested for the murder of Orsolya Gaal, and it's a 44-year-old handyman. David Benola. So hectic. Oh my word. So one more time, just for anyone that rolls in now, this is the news. Queens man, 44, and he didn't live far from a home. Less than 3 miles. That's quite scary. He's arrested for the murder of a mom who was stabbed 58 times and stuffed into a duffel bag. David Benola, 44, been arrested for the murder of Orsolya Gaal, who was murdered on Friday night. It's unclear how, well, now we know sort of how, if it's the handyman, Believed to be the handyman police were searching for earlier this week. He's charged with murder, criminal tampering, and criminal possession of a weapon. She was found stabbed to death inside a hockey duffel bag on Saturday at 8:11 a.m., a half a mile from her house. Her 13-year-old son, Leo, was at home at the time, but her husband and her older son were out of town. He's going to be... That son, just think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. It must be so... Not only losing your mom in such a horrible way, but to think that this man was in your home, murdering your mom when you were upstairs, sleeping, gaming, probably sleeping, actually. It was like very early in the morning, 12:40 a.m. So it's the time in which he would usually be sleeping. Maybe with earphones on. We don't know. Maybe the home is very soundproof. Maybe he has a nice soundproof room. We don't know. But to think that your safe space, your home, was this handyman entered the home and murdered your mom like that, it's terrible. Why the overkill, such anger, right? Exactly. Bob Nola? Bob Nola. Well, I'm South African. I'm going to try my best. I was nocturnal as a teen. You want me to try to say this? Bonyola? Bonyola. Bonyola. Is that correct? Always leave my DNA. Yes. Yeah, no rest for the wicked. I told you guys, you're probably going to see me. Yesterday I said, you're probably going to see me tomorrow. There's probably going to be some breaking news, and then you'll see me. Do the work yourself. Don't hire a handyman. Well, I don't think that's the answer, right? I think if it's an alleged affair, 1, don't have an affair. Okay, but 2, that's not victim blaming. I'm just saying. 2, if you have one, try not to have one with some handyman who lives 3 miles away from home. That's scary. Oh, my word. He lived so close to home. Oh, my word. It's just like, I don't know, so many lessons. Are you coming back for the press conference? I mean, I don't know. I would like to watch the press conference and be like, what? I mean, the press conference is in an hour from now. So let's just quickly see what anyone's sending me. There's some things. There's some things people are sending me. There are connections if you look at social media. Oh, your eyes in love, he typed. Ooh. I might come back for the press conference. You just never know. Nightmares forever for the son at home. Pretty much guaranteed. That's what I mean. Ooh, it must be so scary to think, what? Well, apparently he's got no other criminal record, so maybe he just made that up. So yeah, stalkers have no boundaries. Stalkers are very, very scary. Who called her in missing? No one. They found the bag with her body in at 8:11 a.m. A dog walker found her remains in a bag, called the police. They came out and followed the bloody trail to her home. Then, I thought they busted in the home, probable cause. However, they actually needed a search warrant, and it took until later that afternoon to get inside that house, which is still interesting to consider, Anyway, almost all cases are that way with a 90-10 rule. I believe they are close to cracking the Brandon Lawson case. Thank you for your $5 super sticker, Tom. Yeah, 90-10 rule. We know 10%, but we try to know everything of that 10%. You know what I mean? Imagine if you're not even deep diving. If the public only knows 10% and you don't deep dive, then you really only know 1%. So we want to deep dive as many details as possible with map time and snarky time and all that as possible on this channel, so we could try our very best to understand quickly what, who, what, where, when, and how. Was that his picture in the email? No, that was the husband. The picture you sent me was the picture of the husband. It's her with her husband. He was spared finding his mom himself. Yeah. Luckily, he didn't go into the basement, huh? Because the police are saying that they needed a search warrant and only went into the home on Saturday afternoon, which is interesting. Because what time did that husband and the eldest son get home? Why did no one enter the basement? What time did they enter the home? That's what I want to know now. Maybe no one went into the basement. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me here. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to be watching that press conference. If there's anything major with sharing, yeah, you'll see me again. You'll see me again. I wish you a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe, stay snarky, and keep it grizzly and all that. Make sure you be very careful what pictures you share out there. Okay? We don't know exactly what he looks like right now. We're going to know soon, I'm pretty sure. But we don't know right now. So there's 3 pictures going around. Be careful of just saying it's this one, this one, this one. We don't know yet. Until we know, we don't share. We shared a whole bunch of pictures now because maybe, but we don't know. All we could say is rest in peace to Orsolya Gaal. Horrible, horrible crime. Such a beautiful home. The home is like right behind me here. That's the home. Wait, this is the home. Yes. Thank you so much, Rochelle Pronzo. Thank you everyone for being here. I'll probably see you soon. You just never know. I don't know how long that press conference will be. It probably won't be very long, I would assume. But I'll watch it and keep you posted. Alrighty. See you later. Bye.